Since we're just sitting here talking.
We're sitting here talking.
And I'm checking. I'm muted.
Microphone's on.
I sure hope it is.
It was on, but it was laying on the table.
Why is that my face? Why am I... Wow.
It says Facebook Live.
Yes, except
see you
I wasn't
looking down.
moving. Oh, there I am.
There you are.
I looked and I was just doing this.
Well, that's nothing new.
Yeah, but I wasn't moving. I don't usually sit that still.
No, that's true. You don't.
Yes, we are.
That's nothing
Hi,
new.
Charlie.
Good morning.
Charlie was first on the list tonight.
That's not gonna
Judy.
work.
Oh my God, they're popping so fast.
Everybody's going. Because they're so excited to hear about
Nothing.
goat snowshoeing.
There you go.
I keep wanting to say goat yoga, but you already did that.
She did the goat yoga.
I'm telling you.
So excited to hear about goat snowshoeing. Goat yoga, but you already did that.
Can you mute me so I don't have to hear me
Oh, I'm sorry.
on the bar? I mean, I can hear me.
Yeah. I could hear you, and it wasn't even dawning on me that it was not coming from your mouth. Sorry.
I just got a notification that I am live. Thank you,
are
Facebook.
live.
Thank you, Facebook, for that.
You are live, and there's a
Oh,
lot of
and an
people here
even
already.
better one that says weekend cool down. Wah wah. Because our
Weekend
bonus
cool
day is
down.
over. Do you
Anybody that
guys
lives in Colorado is getting like 6 feet of snow, 7 feet of snow.
do you guys get in your state the bonus spring day, the trick you into spring day? Because we get it every year in March. And we know that it's a lie, but we want it. Don't you want to believe it? You're like, oh, it's
wanna
66.
believe it.
I want to believe this.
Yeah.
And the next day, it's like, no, just kidding.
My winter coat has been put away. I refuse. I may freeze some days, but
It's
I'm
going
not
to
wearing
be
a
like
winter.
40
Yeah.
tomorrow, if that. Barb, I guess you're either not going to the house or you're digging that coat back out.
Or I'm just going to be cold. That's all.
Or that. Good morning, everybody. Here we are again doing, I don't know, what we do best. Nothing. Before I get started telling you all sorts of stuff, Marlene, what'd you do yesterday?
We went snowshoeing with goats.
Snowshoeing with goats. Now, do the goats wear snowshoes? That was my question.
They have little tiny snowshoes.
They do not. But wouldn't it be cute if the goats had little tiny snowshoes? I think that
It
would
would
be
be
cute.
adorable.
I also found out today, and I'm sure you guys knew this, but I did not. Hopefully somebody out there did not know this as well, that the snowshoes, Barb and I didn't, Barb
no.
didn't either, that the snowshoes aren't on your entire foot flat, so you don't have to walk like a duck. They flex because they're only on the front of your foot. You guys knew that, and I'm just learning that, but I have Barb. Barb
I
understands.
thought because I used to ski, I thought they were like ski
They were like
boots, you know,
short,
they're
fat
hooked
skis.
front and back.
Yeah, did not know that. So, Marlene, what
So
did
it's
you do?
more like
Where did you go?
cross-country skis then.
They're not like cross-country skis.
I thought cross-country skis were only hooked
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
they
front.
do. Never mind. Cancel that. It's cross-country skis.
She thinks she knows what she's talking about. She
I
doesn't.
went to Into the Woods Farm in Middle Grove.
Middle Grove. Middle Grove is in the middle of nowhere.
It's about
It's
17 miles from Malta, but it's only 20 minutes from downtown Saratoga.
Yeah.
but most of them don't even know where Malta is. Maybe you guys know where Saratoga is, the racetrack. You might know. You might have a
Maybe you
general
need to come
idea.
to upstate New York and find
North
out.
of Albany.
North of Albany,
Yep.
outside of Saratoga. So,
And they had a lot of snow.
so there were 4 of you,
There was 5 of us.
5 of us, and how many goats?
I think there were 7 or 8.
Oh, so you each get a goat plus.
Well, whatever followed us.
Do you
I
get
don't know.
assigned to a goat?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
But
I have
we
a
had
lot of questions.
Hercules and Indigo and I forgot the other
Hercules
one.
and Indigo. That's all I needed to know.
Hercules and Indigo.
Hercules and Indigo.
They have cute names. They all have names.
They sure do. So that, if you guys want to know more, you are welcome to ask Marlene questions. But I just needed to know because Marlene did goat yoga last year.
Yeah.
Last year? I
Last
think.
summer.
Last summer.
fall.
And then
Fall.
she also now has snowshoed with goats. And I don't know what else she
Can
plans
we
on.
show a picture
We can.
so people know that it was really.
It's a real
It's
thing.
a real thing.
They're so cute.
I gotta find a
There's a
picture.
picture with you and the goat.
Well, I'm gonna
Don't you
find
have
a
one?
picture of me and a goat.
She's finding a picture. In the meantime, I have a whole bunch of notes that don't make any sense, but we're going to try to make sense of them today.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. So there they are. I'm going to hold that up there. Hopefully you guys can see that. So there they are. I think that's so cute. So, have you guys snowshoed with any animals
Yeah,
lately?
we can
Let
say
us know.
Show? Yeah.
Yep.
So, as usual, I wrote a bunch of notes. They're not in any particular order. And pretty much everything I told you last week has not changed. Nothing has gotten done. So let me start by telling you all why I have accomplished nothing this week, because I'm sure you're dying to know. As most of you know by now, I work for my husband over there. I take my break on Friday, and sometimes I leave early because I'm not the best employee. But this week, one of our mechanics left us. And it's okay. If you own a business, you might have already been in this kind of situation where it's for the best, but it kind of shocks you at that moment because you scramble and go, oh no, what are we going to do? So my workload has doubled, which is great, but it's mostly computer work, but I have to do the computer work here. So I am behind. I am behind on doing a lot of things I wanted to do for you guys this week. I do have a new topic for you today. We are going to talk about stain repellents. I know, it sounds fascinating, but trust me, it's going to be good. And a lot of you have asked for this. So we're going to talk about Scotchgard and Odicoat in a moment. I have
This must be my chemical week, because yesterday I watched a video on retain and what's the other one?
Sustain?
No.
For fabric dyeing.
fabric, yes.
For fabric dyeing.
Yeah.
It's
For bleeding fabric.
It starts with an
retain
S.
and synthropol.
Synthropol. I'm like,
Yeah.
somebody will
Never heard
shout
of
it out. I have heard of it, but I
One you use
do
before you wash it. The
I
other
don't
you use
have
after.
any interest in dyeing fabric, so
Me
that is
neither.
not my thing. So then what were you watching?
It was in Handy Quilter Club.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because when you do long arms, sometimes you might spray something.
That is true.
And then go, oh my God, that red bled into the white, and it's not mine. Now what?
Add that to my list of why I don't want to or why I don't want to dye things. So, yeah, so that's been fun. So, yeah, it's our chemical week. So,
Chemical week, yeah.
we've got some chemicals. We have some sniffing to do. I'm sorry. I'm just forewarning you on YouTube. Don't block me on this. I'm not doing bad things. We're not getting high. We're just, sometimes you need to smell things. So that's what we're doing
And
today.
Marlene is sniffing and
Marlene's
I'm
going to be
driving, so we're
doing
good.
the sniffing. Whenever you come here on a Friday, you have no idea what you're getting. And this is probably one of the weirder topics. So let's talk about what's going to come up in the upcoming weeks, because I am still working on the new pattern, preparing that whole thing, which I'm so excited to share with you guys and do that whole how I design a pattern topic. I am going to start today, is going to be called part 1 of the Scotchgard Odicoat, because we're going to come back to this topic in a few weeks after we've played with it more. This is kind of the beginning part of how it's applied, what it is, what you do with it. Later on, it will be how does it wear, how did it sew, all that kind of stuff. So this is going to be at least a 2-parter, just not one after another. I need time to get things dirty and see how dirty they get. That's pretty much how it goes, right? I mean,
Spray your sneakers. I get dirty fast.
I didn't spray my sneakers, and I went for a walk the other day and I stepped in mud.
Oh,
So much mud, but it's okay. My bright orange sneakers are a little dingy on the bottom, but it's okay. I am still working on enlarging the Lola, as per Judy's request, and I was having a bummer day over the weekend, and I emailed Judy, and she just made my day all full of sunshine, because she was like, oh, I'm so excited. And you need a Judy in your life. You need someone that you can send a message to that just says, I'm so happy that you exist. That's what you need. Get one of those. So I am working on that. I'm keeping track of what I'm talking about. I already said that. Our group. Let's talk about the group just for a quick second. Again, I think most of you on here are part of the group. Hopefully you're not in the group right now waiting for me because I'm on the page. I know it gets confusing on Facebook. If you guys want a Facebook tutorial, I would be happy to Zoom with any of you that want to go through Facebook and figure it out. I will help you. I will be your mentor. The group, we're up to 780 members, which is awesome. But again, and I've said this 100 times, and I'm sorry to say it again, as we expand outside of our close-knit circle and we get more people that we pull into our circle, some people don't always totally understand how the group works. And I just, as a reminder, if you're new or even if you're not new and you don't remember, the So Many Creations group is for So Many Creations patterns. I don't care where you got your fabric and all your stuff from. That's not important to me. I appreciate that you support me. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean you have to make the pattern out of everything you bought from me. Not that you couldn't, but it should be about my patterns. Questions about the patterns, showing off your work, getting a nice pat on the back, because we are all nice people and love to see what you're making, love to get inspiration. It's not the place to post other people's live videos, other people's patterns, other projects that you're working on. I am excited for you. I'm glad that you're sewing, and I know you sew other things other than bags, but there's no way to say it without kind of sounding like a snot, and I'm not trying to, but I can't support everybody else that doesn't support me. So this group, only this group, has to be us supporting each other through so many creations. So if I delete your post, it's because you have violated a rule. I don't make a big deal about it. I'm not going to out you and be mean to you, and I'm not going to message you and tell you why. We just delete the post. And I'm not the only admin. I'm not the only mean one. I'm just putting that out there. So, Barb. But anyway, no. But it's not because I'm not trying to be friendly. I'm a friendly person, and I'm happy to talk to you about all these things. This stool turns.
Oh, you're on the spinny stool.
It spins and I can't go to one side. But anyway, I just have to limit it because there are tons of other groups out there. There are open sewing groups, there's machine groups, there's bag groups, there's all sorts of stuff. Trust me, you can find a bunch of groups. And if you're looking for a group where you can share other things, if you want to ask that question and get recommendations, I don't mind, but I just have to limit what we do in our particular group. So understand where I'm coming from. Please, I'm trying to be as fair as I can. I don't want our group to be one of those out of control ones where there's just so many posts about things that don't matter, because to me, that's when it starts to snowball into the inappropriate stuff. Things that are distasteful, things that are political and religious, and it just turns into stuff that I don't want to deal with. So that is it. I am done. That's all I'm saying. So now that I'm a big YouTube star and I have 3,100 followers, I'm just kidding. Thank you for joining us from YouTube, or if you're watching on YouTube, because I'm so excited to see our numbers they're slowly growing, and it's exciting to me. And I checked the other day because my husband and I, we talk about a lot of business. We talk business all the time. Sometimes it's annoying. We have no life. But we were talking about my business, and I was telling him what I see in the upcoming year, what I want, what I don't want. And I said, just so you know, one of my videos on YouTube has, and I rattled off some number, and then I looked and I said, actually, I was wrong. 47,000 views on the zipper video. I'm like,
Wow.
That's crazy to me. So I want to get more videos like that up and see if there's other things that people just really want to see. I am trying so hard to manage my time better right now, and I'm going to blame it on winter. That's what I'm going with, because I am not productive in the winter, but the sun is shining.
It's
and
beautiful.
Spring is coming. It's coming. It's just slow. So, yes.
I have one question.
Absolutely. I'm going to sip
Is
my
your
coffee.
shop open to the public?
Yes and no. It's not open to the public, like you could just walk in, because I have set hours here, but I'm not always available just because I have other duties. So we do it by appointment. So I was booked out for a little while. I think we finally caught up a little bit. I try to limit it to one group at a time. That way you and whomever you're coming with, or if you're coming by yourself, you have your own time. Everything is set up here, and if there's something you want that we don't have cut and ready to go, we can prepare it. If you want to buy a kit that you saw on the website, if you want to pre-order stuff and have it ready and just pick it up. Some of the people that live locally have done that. So if you're interested in stopping by, send me an email. I do not publicly put my address out there, because technically if you try to Google me, I don't exist. And actually my home address will probably come up. Don't come to my house. Because I don't actually exist here. We're in an industrial park, and technically this is my husband's office. So I kind of don't exist. No. My landlord knows that I'm here. I pay him, but I don't have any signs. So
We're a figment of everybody's imagination.
I am. I'm pretend.
There you go.
But yeah, send me an email. Let me know what dates you're looking at, how many people. I am generally here Monday through Friday, 7 to 2-ish. But I can make exceptions if you want to, whatever. Just email me. Yes.
Marilyn would like to know if you could do a video on making an adjustable strap. She struggles with that.
I am so glad you asked that, because 2 reasons. That's a beautiful
just
segment,
do one?
Marilyn. Thank you.
Did you just do one?
I just filmed one. I haven't edited it yet. That's number one.
Perfect
because
timing.
it's been on my to-do list, because it is something that is nice to see in person. So Marilyn, I just have to get out of my lazy zone at the moment and sit on the computer. But also, that brings me into this segue. Since I am in the middle of prepping things for future videos, shows, whatever you want to call this, it's a show, all right.
It's showtime.
I am slightly mortified by the quality of some of our older videos, and I'm not super happy with them. And we've gotten a lot of new people joining us every week, and I think it's always good to have a refresher and to show some new things. So I actually, over the next couple of weeks, I want to do our Friday videos with some refresher information. So I just went through some of the videos this morning really quick, some of the ones that I would like to address again. And if you want something in particular sooner rather than later, if you want to vote on what you want next Friday, let me know. I would like to do the cork video again, talk about cork, the ins and outs, how to use it, how to know that you're getting quality cork. We did that a while back. It was like summertime. I would like to talk about some of the hardware installation, like twist locks and different things like that. I want to talk about handles again. The handle video was part of the sewing machine demo, and all I remember is that I was sweating profusely that day because it was hot. Do you remember how hot it was over there? It was awful. I was glowing.
She was
so
dripping.
I would love to do that one again with minus the sweat. I know a lot of you have asked me to talk about rivets again, and I know the rivet video was fall, but I think it was when we were having the rainstorm and our Wi-Fi was being a monster. And I want to talk about zippers again and maybe not break a needle on camera. Who knows?
That was perfect.
So, I mean, it was great. It happens. I'm not perfect, as you can probably tell. So if you have something you want to see sooner rather than later, or if there's something you want me to do again, maybe I have new things to add to it. Things happen within a year's time. And I want to kind of do some fun stuff in between so that when I get to brand new stuff, I have enough time to test it. Still waiting on wax canvas, still making samples out of it, still want to do this part 2 of what we're going to talk about today, the pattern stuff. I have a lot of stuff. And I'm always open to your ideas, so leave them in the comments or send me an email. I'm happy to hear it. One thing that is, I'm like chomping at the bit right now, Cork Club shipped. But I want to show you so badly the new cork, but I don't want to be unfair to the people that are waiting for it. So I'm not going to. So if you're
just going to have to wait.
You're going to have to wait one more week. Next Friday, I'm showing it to you. So next Friday, I will add the new cork onto the website, which is exclusive. You got it early. You got it first if you are in Cork Club. And I think, unless something changes, I think that these two right here, I'm going to make them pick something for April.
Well,
just one.
yeah.
So something brand new, something that we don't have, something that you haven't seen, at least not from me. And I think I'm going to have you pick something.
Sounds good.
For Cork Club, and then we'll stock that later. Because as I've told you, I will not give you anything in Cork Club that you can't get again. I wouldn't do that to you. Because I know. I see something and I'm like, this is the one I want. And then it's out of stock. That's not fun. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to pick something fun.
Nice.
So maybe two something's fun. Who knows? I'm crazy up in here. So next Friday, hopefully all of you will have your Cork Club. And if you don't, you're just going to have to close your eyes for just a quick second when I say, look, what's new. But this is what I can show you. It's not on the website yet because I don't know what to tell you. I just got in like an hour ago, a replenishment and a couple of new things, and we have some other new things. So I want to show you what came in, and then we're going to talk about stain repellents. So how would you describe
Chemical
this? Because
Friday.
this is not red.
Oh, I think it's more of a rosy.
It's more like a salmon.
It's like a salmony red. I
Salmony,
thought this was going to be a
rosy.
red, but it's. I
No,
actually really
it's
like
pretty.
it. And do you see the shimmer? It's a very like
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it's shiny a
slight
little
shimmer.
bit.
We got this. I don't want to call it red. It's a reddish,
not really red.
soft red, salmony,
red.
rosy. Actually, can you have a piece of salmon? Let me see how close it is.
Close that one.
Because it looked red. Actually, it's much more salmon.
Yeah.
So I got this not knowing, because this to me when I saw it online was red with white polka dots, and I instantly thought Disney. And a lot of you in the
that's
group
right,
do
yeah.
a lot of Disney embroidery, and I was like, ooh, red with white polka dots. It's like Minnie Mouse. So it's Minnie Mouse spring version.
There you go.
Because she's in salmon. So I will be putting this on the website. I don't know about you guys, I love polka dots. I'm absolutely obsessed with polka dots, and so you saw this one in the small batch cork, the pinky. It's darker than blush and lighter than petal, so I just call it pink. It's the best way if you haven't seen it. We have that, more, and we got this one, which Barb, of course, loves because it's her favorite color.
That's mine.
This is the aqua, which is more like a robin's egg blue with the white polka dots. And then this one, they made
What's funny? Kim
special.
said that one looked red on her computer.
And it looked red on my
But it's
computer,
not, so
but in
don't be-
person, it's actually more salmon.
Yeah.
See, this is what happens. Computers and screens are different, and lighting.
Yeah.
Lighting makes a difference. This one was made, excuse me, just for me. I requested it, and they made it special for me. It's a textured white with the black polka dots, which I love. I absolutely love that. I just love polka dots. And we have the natural with the black polka dots. Now, somebody, and I hope somebody is watching because I can't remember who it is, asked last week, do you have a black and white zebra print? Yes, we do.
We got it.
We got it. So I didn't get a ton of it because we have the other zebra print with quite a bit of that, but I got some of this. I will put this on the small batch cork, so I hope that you are watching, whoever asked if we had this, and you can get it because I only got a little bit of it. We'll try it out, and if you like it, we get more. I actually kind of like it. I didn't know if I was going to like it as much.
And I'm not an animal print person.
No.
But that one I don't mind.
We restocked Garden Bloom, so this was gone. That is restocked. And I restocked.
Patty was the one that asked about it. Patty Alfano.
Patty, as soon as I'm done, it will be on the website. We got more birds because I did not know you guys were going to like the birds so much.
Yeah.
That was like one of the first ones to go. We got more of the chrysanthemums, which that one sold out super duper quick. And this one is the wildflowers. This is going to the regular page. This is going to be one that we carry. I got a bunch of it. I love it. It has every color imaginable. You can't go wrong. You could put any color with that and it would work.
Have you had a chance to look at the aqua polka dots to see what other cork matches it? Somebody'd like to know.
I did not, but I mean, anything you like with aqua would go. I would say you could mix other blues, you could mix greens. I will definitely see, actually, you know what? What about that? Not that, no, the butterfly print. That one, your hand was just on it. Yeah, how about that? If you wanted to print.
Butterfly garden. That might look nice with it.
Because
There's a little bit of aqua in it. Of course, there's aqua in it. Oh, that looks pretty.
that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So I was not planning on color matching the way that I do the prints. I wasn't planning on color matching the polka dots, but if you want to know if something matches, just send us an email. I would say if you see aqua as one of the color coordinates for a print, that would go with it. But really, that aqua would go with almost anything.
Yeah.
You could add black if you wanted something dark. You could go with navy. You could do teal. That would be really pretty. So there's lots of options. So I'm going to let Barb look at comments for a minute, and I'm going to move some things over.
I got one person that would like to see one bag.
Okay.
Grab the liana that's embroidered.
Oh,
Cindy wanted to see it. She didn't want to interrupt anything, so I thought there was a break. There it is, Cindy. The
And
embroidered liana bag.
the back or the other front.
There you go.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so one more thing, and then we're going to talk about this. I bought something that I wanted for a while, and I just want to show you guys and just give you my 2 cents on it if you were interested. I, many years ago, used to have a sleeve board for ironing my bags, because sometimes bags, when they're small, can be hard to put on the end of your iron. And I didn't like the one that I got. I'm pretty sure I bought it at Joann's or Michael's. I know it was an inexpensive one. It folded flat, which was cool. The only problem is if you put any weight on it, it would collapse. So it used to drive me crazy. So I found this one on Amazon, and it's actually a sleeve and chest board. So it's for like your button areas on your shirts. So it's 2-sided, and it's actually sturdy. Like you can push on it. It's actually plastic.
Oh, is it?
I thought it was metal too,
yeah,
but
it's
so
like
it's
metal
not
from here.
super heavy.
Yeah.
And you could slide this on the end of your ironing board if you needed to. You needed to just use that end. But I just wanted to show you guys that if you were in the market or looking for one, I got this one on Amazon. It was $39. So I don't think that's too bad, and it's so much sturdier than what I had before. I love the concept, but it used to drive me nuts. If I pressed on it too hard, it would collapse. And I got tired of it, and I threw it in the garbage. And ever since, I've been wanting another one, but I didn't want one that was going to be crummy like that one. So if you're interested.
Because like my ironing board is a rectangle.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So anybody with a rectangle, I can't put a bag on the end of mine.
Exactly. And I showed you guys my trick for using the clappers inside.
Yeah.
But sometimes if you want to, I use the clappers more for the corners, but if you want to get that top edge before you top stitch, I don't know what bag wouldn't fit on this with both sides. So I just wanted to show you guys. I bought that and I was so excited when it came in the other day.
Well, you made somebody else happy because Beth said she's been searching for that size of ironing board for years.
Amazon. And the box will be about this big when it comes. Does that drive anybody else crazy? You get something from Amazon and you're like, what on earth did I order? And then it's this big and the box is like this. I'm like, guys, come on. You're not very eco-friendly.
Somebody wants to know if it folds down.
It does not fold down.
No.
Nope. It's fixed, so it does not fold down. And that's what I like about it because that makes it sturdier. And I knew I was going to get hot. And of course, I put my microphone on the wrong thing. Hold on.
She's undressing now, guys. Bear with her.
Okay. And
Seems like you've done that before.
I may have. At least that didn't shock me. My sweater shocks me. So, so here's what we're going to talk about. I have in front of me, I have a bunch of samples. You can't see them. I will show them to you in a moment. And we're going to talk about stain resistance products because a conversation was kind of started in the group, and little did you guys know I was already on this topic. I know Bobby and Cindy were both part of it, and a lot of people were kind of chiming in, and this is something that I see in some of the other bag groups constantly. When you sell a bag, do you Scotchgard it? Do you put special treatments on your bags? All those kinds of questions. And like I told you guys years and years ago, I used to sell bags. I never added Scotchgard or anything to any of my bags. It never really occurred to me. I make the joke, but I'm also serious that when the bag gets dirty, I make a new one. And I mean that because it just is an excuse for me to make a new bag. So there's a couple of products out there, and I thought, why not do some research for you guys and see what I thought. So I'm just going to show you today how they work. I'll tell you how much they are. These are not things that we're going to carry. The reason is shipping is a nightmare. Order them from Amazon. Let them ship it. I would just
big box.
in a giant box in all the bubble wrap because these are spray and plastic containers, and I would just rather not get into that and have it show up in your house exploded everywhere. So I am telling you, it is fine. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Go order on Amazon. But I'm going to give you the prices. I'm going to tell you what I found, and we're going to smell them. Because you need to know. Because I am not overly sensitive to smells. Some of you are. I've gotten emails that ask about certain things. Does your fabric or your cork or anything have like a chemical smell? Because people are very sensitive and have allergies. I get it. Everything outside kills me, but chemicals just make me sneeze sometimes. But I don't walk away from it. I could care less. So anyway, so what I did is I went through and I used this Scotchgard. This is the Heavy Duty Water Shield Scotchgard. There's different ones out there. There's a red one, which is the regular, and then I think there's a blue one, which might be for sunlight. There's one that's like more for your outdoor furniture, but I've been using the Heavy Duty because if I'm going to do it and I'm going to put it on, I want the closest thing to compare to this, which is Odicoat. And I will talk about both of these in just a second. So these are the products that I tested out. I tested them on fabric. I tested them on cork. I rubbed them in dirt. I am not kidding. I hope on camera it will pick up and you can see some of the stains that are there. But I did the absolute best that I could. So, let's start first. Let's start first with the Scotchgard. Scotchgard is something that, as you can see by the pictures, that you can use on a variety of fabrics. Scotchgard is something you can use after something is made. So if you finish a bag, And I'm only talking bags. I know you can use this on your furniture and different things. But if you're talking about a purse, when you're done, you can spray this on it. You can finish the bag with this. So this I did spray on a little pouch. And I'm going to carry this pouch around, and I'm going to let my husband carry it around and get it nice and dirty, and we're going to see how dirty it
That'll
gets.
get it.
Because if it's going to get dirty, it's going to get dirty from him.
Mm-hmm.
So I sprayed this. I think it still smells. I think it has not outright, but you don't smell it?
Whatever it is, it's very mild.
I don't, like, holding the bag, I don't
Yeah.
smell it. You have to really sniff it, but it
Yeah,
has a little bit of a
not a lot.
chemical smell. I would say even if you're sensitive, once it's dry, I don't think it's going to bother you. I think when you spray it outside,
Yeah.
because if you have any sensitivities, it's a lot, and you don't want it in your house anyway. Once it's dry,
don't
it's,
really smell
it's
much.
barely there, but it is there. I'm just going to let you know. So if you're overly sensitive, it might be too much for you, but unless you sniff your bags a lot, I think you'll be okay. Listen, I don't judge. Maybe that's your thing. I don't know. People get paid to do weird things on the internet. I'm not judging. So I am, not these. Okay, so I sprayed this piece of cork. This is just a little scrap that I've had sitting around. And you probably can't tell, and you probably can't tell, I can. It's a little bit darker. It's like a hair darker. Because even after this dries, and it absorbs in, it does darken it just slightly. I don't think it's anything that's going to bother you. I mean, I don't think it's anything bad. I don't see anything happening to the print. I didn't see anything bad happening to the cork.
There was no bleeding?
There was no bleeding. It does take longer to dry, obviously, because the cork is not as porous as fabric. So I sprayed this one, and it had to sit for a little bit and dry. This one, I would say, probably took close to an hour to dry. Whereas this piece of fabric, and yes, it's dirty, and actually here, I'll show you this one first. This, I sprayed probably within 15 to 20 minutes it was dry. I actually didn't think it was, and when I touched it, I was like, oh, it's actually dry. So it dried pretty quick. It is an aerosol. It's kind of like hairspray, you know, it's not like a thick spray, but.
So if you're going out in the rain, can you spray that on your hair?
Oh,
Water shield?
do you want to try?
You can, but it's
We're going to
not
spray
raining
Marlene.
out.
Here, I'll spritz you.
There you go. Then we'll switch you and see if it works.
Don't be that lady with the Gorilla Glue. Did you hear about that? Okay,
No,
you don't want
what?
to do that. So
I missed that.
there's a lady that used Gorilla Glue in her hair, thinking, she says, thinking that it was it's something Gorilla something hair product.
Oh my God.
She has a major lawsuit going on right now. But we're not her. I'm not going to spray Marlene.
She ended up having to go to the hospital to get it removed. It was not.
Oh, yeah.
She tried.
Oh,
Google it later when you're bored. So let's see. So this, just to give you an idea here, this says it repels rain, snow, and moisture. That's good because I don't want my bag getting wet if I put it on the floor. It creates a durable barrier to water that keeps clothing and gear drier longer. This one was recommended on Amazon for like backpacks, which is why I also wanted to get this one. Long-lasting protection that leaves fabric breathable, dries quickly, odorless when dry. I would say that's 99% true. So, yes.
This is a good question
Oh, God.
because I've had this happen. She has an issue with Cindy said this. I also have an issue with hanging the bag over my shoulder and it rubs on my jeans. The blue from my jeans rubs off onto the purses. Another reason to figure out something. And I've had
your
that
jeans.
happen.
Spray your jeans.
Spray your jeans.
But you wash your
Cindy,
jeans all the
spray
time.
everything you own. And then, no. So that is great because I have
wonder.
I've had that issue.
Me too.
And I had that issue with this. The plastic, the rubber part of my cell phone. I had a brand new case. That part was like a light pink. I had new dark jeans on. Stained, and I could not get it clean.
Yeah.
It drove me crazy. So Cindy, I'm going to try my best to rub my fabric on everything I can to see what transfers and what doesn't. So Scotchgard, now I did go ahead and I did a little bit. I did spray some things at home, and then I realized I couldn't bring the thing I sprayed because it's part of the new bag that you can't see yet. And I was like, oh, I got to spray something else. So
Ooh, that's icky.
I know. I had this piece of fabric already interfaced because I wanted to see if anything happened to the interfacing. So I sprayed this one when it was made, and I sprayed this one when it had interfacing. Now, I'm going to try to hold this up so you can see. Do you see this stain right here? It's a little bit lighter. Can you see that on camera? And you
Oh, I
see
don't
this
know yet.
nice
Yeah.
dark stain right here?
And let's see if you can see that. Yeah, it's a little lighter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what I did out there is transmission fluid, grease, dirt, garbage. It's disgusting. The floors out there are filthy. Like
It's
if you drop something,
a mechanic
you
shop.
ever hear like the floor is lava? It's kind of like that. You drop something on the floor and you're like, hurry, pick it up because it's gonna get dirty. So I took this to one of the disgusting, oily, greasy, dirty spots. Our mechanic thinks that I'm crazy because he witnessed all of this yesterday and he just kept looking. I was like, I'm fine, don't worry. And I rubbed it really hard. And I came inside and I washed this corner with soap and water and I rubbed this corner off with just a dry rag. That's it. I just rubbed it off. So, yes, this is extreme. I am pretty sure that you don't work in a repair shop. And you're not going to have this much dirt and grease. This is like grime. This is in where the cars drive in under a lift where everything leaks and everything is everywhere. And my husband said, you want dirt? That spot right there is always disgusting. So that's where I went. I'm going to have to say that considering how gross it is, with soap and water, I think it did a pretty good job.
Decent job, yeah.
It's still flexible. Also, I wanted to mention that with the Scotchgard, it's not hard. I don't think the fabric feels any different.
No, it does not.
I mean, it feels just like regular fabric. It doesn't feel like I did anything to it.
Nope.
Like I said, ever so slightly darker, but not anything noticeable. But I would say pretty good at repelling. So if it can keep most of this off, and I can wash it with soap and water, and I just use hand soap and just kind of washed it off. I would say it's going to add something to your bag and help you out so that your bags don't get filthy as soon. Is this going to protect forever? No. You can reapply this. They did say on here, let me see. Well, they said for applications, just so you know, cotton, leather, suede, tents, grill covers, outerwear, boat covers, sporting gear, canvas, patio furniture, backpacks, cushions, and umbrellas. So this is more, it's more for water repellent than stain, but it also does add some stain resistance. You can spray this on. There was something that said here, this says like reapply seasonally or as needed or after cleaning. So if this was my bag and I cleaned it, I would probably let it dry, spray it again, because I'm kind of taking some of it off as I'm cleaning. And it's just like any other aerosol product. Shake well, apply to clean, dry fabric, sweeping motion 6 to 8 inches away. It's as basic as you can get. Do I like this? Yes. Would I use this in a bag I gave someone? Sure, why not? I don't see any problem with it. So far, I am not seeing any issues that it's causing. The smell is not overwhelming, and it doesn't change the feel. The feel is the big thing for me. I don't want my fabric to not feel the same. So I like it.
It was good on the cork, too,
It was
right?
good on the cork, and I am going to test this out, and hopefully in a couple of weeks I can say to you, here's what I've also found, here's how this bag looks. I picked the white one on purpose so that you would really see if it got dirty. I'm probably going to let Eric touch this and throw it around in the garage and just do whatever.
And can play catch with it.
I brought my bag just so you can get an idea of how dirty I get sometimes, which I don't think it's horrible. This bag I've been carrying since December, November, somewhere around there, a few months. I have a very light cork. This has no protection. That's where it's dirty. Down on the bottom, there's some dirt because I'm not careful. I just throw it around. I really do. My handle is not super, super dirty. It is probably on the shoulder part. I did not use fabric fusion, so I do have some fraying. That's my own fault because I was being lazy. But overall, it's not awful, but I think if I add some Scotchgard, that I think I'm going to have a little bit better result. So that's what I found from the Scotchgard. And just to let you know, this is a 13-ounce can I bought on Amazon for $10.48. So, and there's still a lot in here. I sprayed quite a bit. I did not spray an entire large piece. I sprayed some small pieces of fabric, a medium-sized bag, this bag, and it feels like it's not even halfway gone. So this, you get a lot for your money. So I like it. So let's talk now about Odicoat. This is Odicoat. This is a French product made in France.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la. That's from France.
That's why I've never heard of it.
I don't speak French at all, as you may or may not have noticed. It is from France. A lot of you, I'm sure, have heard of it. Some of you have not. I have heard of it, but had not played with it or used it because I didn't need to. Now you guys like when I buy stuff, so that's all I do. I'm always getting random things at the house, and I'm like, don't worry, honey, don't worry.
Le Pew used it.
And Pepe Le Pew.
No.
Wait, Pepe Le Pew got banned now because, did you see that?
Oh,
No more Pepe Le Pew.
Lord. No, I don't even want to know.
Because he kisses the female skunk without her permission. Honest to God.
Okay, I quit. I'm done with the internet as of right now. So,
Ridiculous.
I am going to compare this. I am obviously comparing these to each other, but I am going to compare what this does to fabric closer to a waterproof canvas, closer to some of the properties in a wax canvas. And the reason is, the main reason, it changes the texture of your fabric. It does change it. It does make your fabric stiffer. It does give it more of
Like almost like
a raincoat kind of feel. It has
a little waxy feel.
a little waxy, a little waxy. So obviously not wax canvas, totally different, but if, and yes, we are getting wax canvas soon, I hope.
One of these days.
One of these days, I'm not going to say when, I'm going to say, guys, look what came in. So let's say that you're making a bag like that with one of the really pretty canvases, and that canvas doesn't come in a waterproof option. You could add the Odicoat to it. The Odicoat, and just like with anything else, waterproof is it's a very loose term. A boat is waterproof, but if you put a hole in it, the water's going to get in. When you sew with this, when you use it, obviously it's not going to be completely waterproof, but it does resist it quite a bit. So I'm going to show you how I applied this. Of course, I forgot my spatula and my paintbrush.
I was going to say.
They're in my orange bag on the floor next to my chair. There's a white spatula and a little paintbrush.
While you're waiting for that, there's a question.
Yes.
Is there such a thing as clear fabric fusion? It dries clear, though.
It dries clear. Fabric fusion, the glue it does dry clear.
Yeah.
It may darken a little bit because it is a liquid on the edge, and it does have a little bit of a sheen to it, but it does dry clear.
Yeah.
Marlene is rummaging right now for a tool for me. So let's talk about the Odicoat. Let's just go through some of the basics here. They say, oh, thank you. It is a waterproof gel coating. It gives an oilcloth effect, and that's what I was looking for.
The word, yeah.
If you guys are familiar, I don't even know if people really use it that much anymore. It was
Used to use it for
it was
tablecloths
popular
and stuff.
Remember, like 10 or so years ago?
Yeah.
Well, and everything comes back. It'll come back around. Like Moda and some of the big companies were selling that vinyl, and it felt like oilcloth, and then oilcloth got this big surge. Probably about 10 years ago. So this gives an oilcloth effect. I don't think it's as shiny as oilcloth, which is why I like it a little bit better than some of those vinyls. It is stain resistant. It's washable. This says it protects your projects or fabric accessories. When dry, it's resistant to water and stains.
You read French.
I know. I'm just translating all this in French. It's crazy. And I didn't even know I could speak French.
Hey, look at that. Did you know how smart you are?
Did you guys watch Friends? And Phoebe always spoke French. But then one day she's talking to Joey's Italian grandmother, and she just starts rattling off. And one of them goes, "Phoebe, I didn't know you spoke Italian." She goes, "Me neither." So I translate French really well. Barb's kidding. This is in English, I promise. I'm not that good. I can barely speak Spanish anymore. Let's see. You can also use this as a like a Mod Podge. You can do that kind of stuff. Yeah, it says it. Doesn't say that because you can't use someone else's name. It may also be used as a strong adhesive for fabrics or fabrics applied to wood, cardboard, metal, glass, ceramic, blah, blah, blah. Great for toiletry bags. That's always good. You could use this inside if you wanted to. How to use it? They have some different options for you. So if you are waterproofing, you're just going to add it to your fabric. You can use a flat brush or a spatula, which I will show you what I prefer. I tried them both. You can collage with it. It does not say you can't eat it, but I don't think you should. Oh, yes, it does. Do not ingest. Don't eat it. I'm just making sure you know. There was a little girl that used to sit next to me in kindergarten, and her name was Patricia. No offense, Patricia, I don't know where you are in this world, but she used to take the Elmer's glue and put it all over her hand, and when it would dry, she'd peel it off and eat it. No, she liked it when it was dried. Patricia, if you're out there, you'll love this. I don't know whatever happened to that poor little girl. So this is about down to here, okay? It was pretty full when it started. It's goopy. I don't know. It looks like snot. I don't know how else to describe it. It's, what do you... It's like thick yogurt.
I like the smell.
You like the smell?
Yeah.
It says that it's odor-free. I think it, again, has a slight chemical smell.
It's like thick yogurt.
Like thick yogurt.
Well,
It's
thick Elmer's glue.
Marshmallow cream.
marshmallow. It looks white in the jar, but it is clear. Barb thinks it stinks. Marlene says it doesn't smell bad. I think it just smells like glue. It just smells like paste to me. So I did a half a yard of fabric and then some little samples. And I'm probably 3/4 of the way done. So this is not going to go as far, but you're getting a different end result. And so here's a piece that I did. It does have a little bit stiffer feeling. It's still soft. You can still, flex, it bends, you can still sew through it. It has a little bit of a sheen.
Does it crease more? I can't tell from here.
I don't think so.
Oh,
no,
no.
That's cool.
Okay.
I found that the more you put on, because you can do multiple layers, the shinier it gets. This, I think, has 2 or 3 layers. The piece I have at home has 1. If I was doing this for a bag for myself, I would probably just do 1 nice even layer. I don't feel like I need layer upon layer upon layer. My bags get dirty, but it's not like I'm throwing them in dirt. It's not something like a tote bag where I really want to be careful. Maybe on a tote bag you want to do more layers or even put it on the lining. It is like if you spray this with water, it doesn't seep through. You can wipe it right off. It's dry. And it doesn't seep through to the back, which I like.
Yeah.
One other thing, I know it's not going to pick up for you guys, but if you hold this up to the light with the Scotchgard, I can see this staying through. I can see that it's gone into the fabric. This one, I can't see. There's a stain here. I can't see it as much, so it's not really letting the stains get into the fabric, which is what I like. It's really putting a barrier on your fabric.
Now, can you get that stain that's on there? Have you tried to get that off yet?
We're going to talk about that. No, it's okay. But as Barb pointed out, there is a stain right here. That is the same stain as this. So this one definitely absorbed more. It is the same oil spot. I rubbed it around. This is, however, this is just wiping it off with a rag. And
no soap?
You tell me where the other one is that came off with soap and water. Can you see it?
No.
No. So with soap and water, I didn't have much on here at all. There was like barely anything left. This was another one that I just wiped off with a cloth. And I wanted to put it on interface fabric to see if it did anything.
Yeah.
It didn't change the interfacing. It didn't do anything to it. Again, you get a little bit, a little stiffness, but it's not, I don't think it's bad at all. You just have to remember, it's never going to look exactly the same as a piece of fabric when you're applying a chemical to it. So you have to kind of decide if that bothers you, if you like that look or not. Now let's talk about cork. I don't like this. I do not like this at all. And granted, yesterday I did not have the proper tools here. I used a butter knife. It works. That I had. And even in the spots where it's thin, I think it looks horrible. I think it looks shiny and weird and glossy. I'm going to try it again with a spatula. I just don't really like it. And I don't know. It's not peeling off, but it looks like it wants to peel off. It's weird. It changes the cork too much for my taste. So I will try it again, and they're agreeing with me. It's not my favorite. On the fabric, I know it's going to give like an oilcloth kind of a look, and I'm okay with that. But I didn't want my cork to be super shiny, and it is. So I don't love it on here. Now, when it comes to applying it, they say to use a spatula or a paintbrush. So I happen to have both of these from home improvement projects. This one, this was just a plastic spatula that came with like spackle. And I used this first, and then I tried a paintbrush. I didn't like the paintbrush. I felt like the paintbrush was absorbing too much of it and it wasn't giving me an even finish. Where the spatula, I was really getting a nice finish and I could get it evenly spread out. I would just scoop it in, plop it on the fabric, and then just spread it until it's done and then add more. This takes a little bit longer to dry. I had a pants hanger and I just hung it up in my doorway and just let it sit there for a few hours and it was dry. One thing that I am finding contradictory information in the world of YouTube and elsewhere, some people have said that it's not washable until you heat set it. Some people have not mentioned that. This doesn't mention that. So I'm going to say that whoever thinks that, I don't know where they got their information from, but I don't agree with it because the jar didn't tell me to do that. This says nothing about heat setting. It does not say...
Yeah, you would think if it needed it.
It says I can apply additional coats. It says it's completely dry after 24 hours. Wait until it's dry in between coats and brush your spatula. Wash hands after use. It doesn't say anything about heat setting. I did iron it. I ironed it on the back. Obviously, it was fine. Nothing transferred on my ironing board. I put the iron on it, and it didn't do anything to that either, so it didn't melt it or come off like a wax canvas would. We'll talk about that in the future. But I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. I did not get as much out of this as I got from the Scotchgard. And just to give you a comparison, this is 8.68 ounces. This cost me $12.91. So it's on the pricier side, but I feel like you're getting a different result in certain ways better. I think it's more water resistant. I think it's much more stain resistant. Even this compared to that, this rubbed off better. And I rubbed it in the grease really hard. Again, it's disgusting. It's not something you guys are going to have to worry about. But I wanted the dirtiest thing that I could possibly find to stain it. And then this is a piece of fabric that I did nothing to. This is hot sauce. This is that same stain. This is not coming off. I'm actually sorry, I just touched that. It's gross. That's the same stain. It's not coming off no matter what I do. Like, I can't get that off. So this is untreated. There's dirt on the back. I rubbed this in my backyard. There's some stains. So I would say either of these is going to add more life than not treating at all. I don't think you need to use it on every single project. But here's how I would do it if I was selling things. If I was selling some wallets or things that go inside of bags, things that get a little bit less dirt, a little bit less use, I'd probably give it a Scotchgard spray. It's not going to hurt anything. Maybe right before you put your hardware on your Diva or right before you give the bag away, give it a quick spray, let it dry, call it a day. If you're looking to make a tote bag or a purse that you're going to use every single day, if you have somebody like my mom, unfortunately, my mom's really tough on her bags, I might consider doing the Odicoat on her fabric parts. I'm still not convinced that I like Odicoat on Cork. I will tell you if my mind changes on that. I might give the Cork a quick spray with the Scotchgard, but I don't think that you need to do this all the time on everything. But, it's not a bad product to keep around. This is going to be something that you need to plan ahead. You're going to want to do this to your fabric before you start making your bag. Obviously, the way that you're going to be spreading it around, you would not be able to get this evenly done on a finished bag, where the spray is different. You could spray that on anything. So that's what I found so far. We will call that part 1. There will be a follow-up, part 2, of what I found over use and sewing and all that kind of good stuff. But so far, that's what I found in my stain repellent research.
Did you get a credit card with that thing, with the Odicoat? Like a
credit card?
Credit card type? Well, she says I use the credit card that comes with it.
Well, if I did, I threw it out. I didn't see it. Listen, I am like a child when boxes come in and I just open them up and I just grab whatever. And it's probably a small version of that. Yeah. I don't know if one came with it or not. If it did, I threw it out. I thought I looked. I don't know. So maybe you just won a prize and I didn't. But I happen to have this cheap little Home Depot spatula. But I really like that much better than the paintbrush. I didn't love the paintbrush results. So at home, I have a whole half yard of fabric that is all Odicoated, ready to go, that I can make something out of. I'm probably going to make a little zipper pouch so I can have 2 of them, use them, play with them, and check back with you guys in a couple of weeks and let you know what I think. And I think that's about it, unless there's more questions.
We do have another question about
Yes.
the Liana bag.
Okay.
Cindy says, after the bag protect, forget that part. I have to hold my bag with both hands to unzip it. It's a little soft at the top. What can I do, or what type of interfacing would you suggest to give a stiffer top? I made mine with the kit.
That's how I made mine. So I don't, I do the decor bond and the fleece. Unfortunately, sometimes bags can be like that because unless you have like a leather bag or like a heavy vinyl or something that's like a really dense, firm material, that's just kind of how handmade bags are. So it's nothing you did. It's not really anything you would be able to remedy now, but I have to do the same thing. So you're not doing anything incorrect. But that, I think some of us forget that, because if you've used commercial bags, and I know we all have, you get used to certain things because the materials that are commercially ready are heavier, firmer things where we don't want to use those necessarily on our home sewing machines. So I think when you're working with cottons and canvases and corks, you have to kind of transition into that thought process that it's going to be a little bit softer and not quite as stiff. The Odicoat will make it stiffer, but not. I don't think it's going to do what you are asking. Yeah. So I hope that answers that question. So
that's about it.
But if you guys want me to buy more things on Amazon to test out for you, let me know.
They are really liking it.
I think you should do a test for Vita Vita Vegemin and do that.
No, Lucy.
See how that works for you.
If you have a legitimate request and you've always wondered about something and you want to watch me fumble through it and rub things in dirt in my backyard, I'm happy to do so. I like doing this kind of stuff. It's kind of fun. I don't know when this happened that we have transitioned into...
You know what your next career is going to be?
Testing products.
QVC host. Or home shopping, one or the other.
I will leave you with this. I will leave you with this thought before we call it a day. When I was a kid and we moved from our original house to our new house, we lived in a neighborhood it was kind of out in the backwoods, and we didn't have cable. And I had cable in the first house. Well, we moved and we didn't have it. So for years we never had cable. And so we got used to 3 channels and that was it. Well, one day we finally got cable and I was probably about 10 or 11. And I discovered QVC, and I thought it was the most amazing thing ever. These people sell you stuff. You call them and you can buy it. My grandmother was like, no, do not call that number. Do not buy. I was like, but Grandma, it's so cool. And before easy payment, I would spend hours at nighttime. I knew the host names. I knew what hours they would do things. I was such a loser. Oh my God. I just thought QVC was the best thing ever because I had never seen anything like that. It's like, imagine being so just so sheltered, and then one day someone's like, here's the internet, look at this. Like, imagine how many hours you would spend searching things. That was me in QVC. So if I was a host on QVC, that would just be kind of a full circle moment for me. Like, I remember you when I was little. So anyway, that's more than you ever needed to know. If you have suggestions, if you have 2 cents you'd like to share with me on anything, please let me know. And if you want me to buy more things on Amazon and test them for you.
We do.
I don't mind. Oh, what? Tell me. Oh, okay.
I just want you to do things.
It's just fun. This is kind of fun because this is stuff I didn't get to do before. So now I'm your guinea pig. I am your guinea pig. Let me know what you need. So, oh God.
Marlene's
so anyway, we're going to call it a day.
Wait a minute.
Oh, no.
Marlene's got an idea we're in trouble.
Oh, my coffee stain.
Resistant.
I'm spraying your hair.
See, I didn't bring it up.
No. Marlene's nickname is Mean Marlene. You want to know why? Because she's mean.
She is.
Because when we wished Barb a happy birthday, she wanted me to tell all you guys how old Barb was. Now she's pointing out. It's not, they don't need to know. Now they do.
Good. You want it again? And again?
I have stains because I am a slob. So I'm going to go home and Scotchgard everything I have,
just
including
a normal person.
Do it up here.
Spray your hair right now. Do it.
All right, we're going to call it a day because I'm going to go Scotchgard Marlene. I love you guys. Thank you for sticking this out. I will see you guys next Friday. Hopefully I will have something better than Marlene's Scotchguarded hair. Yeah. Who knows? And we will see you guys in a week. Have an awesome weekend. Bye.
Bye, guys.